And we're live. And guess what I'm going to make and enjoy while we're
where's mine? I gotta go get mine.
Go get yours. I'm making mine. And I'm loving it. Loving it. Oh, you got to get over here and be sharing this out, though.
Oh, I'm coming.
Okay. You got to click and share.
Sorry.
And we can shake and share. What's up, Greg Davis? What's up, Rebecca? We're going to shake and share with you guys. Got my V-Slim. Oh, let's see. Can you see that? You can't see because of the light. Let's see.
Blinding.
Oh, there
He's
it
drinking
is.
the blueberry pomegranate.
Ooh, it doesn't want to focus. Focus. Time for some V-Slim. What's up, Becca? What's up, Tracy? Welcome to Fast Start Friday. Bobby Barajas. What's up, brother? Dana, great to see you. Karen, welcome to Fast Start Friday. Randy, what's up, brother? Christina, amazing job this morning. Deidre, great to see you. Hopefully we'll see you on Sunday at Ed and Gretel's. Kelly Bell, great to see you. Big Bad Bobby B in the house. I like that, Bobby. Hey, you guys, share this out. Hit that share button. You're going to want your teams and even maybe some of your prospects to hear and see what's going on. And I want to say this before we get started. These kind of things are great to share, and I know a lot of you do. A lot of you are doing such a phenomenal job sharing, but here's one of the reasons why even the trainings are phenomenal for you to share on your page, because it gives people some insight to what does it look like to build this business. A lot of times, I believe, prospects say no because it's just easier to say no because they don't know what yes means. They don't know what it looks like to build the business. They don't have a point of reference on what's involved, what does it take, what do you do? And so a lot of times they just think maybe it's easier to say no. And so sharing this kind of content out on your personal pages, or if you have an actual page as opposed to your profile, good content to share, because it does help to give even some of your prospects insight on what this looks like. So, Sandra's in Toronto. Jolene's starting to welcome everybody now. Barbara, great to see you. Let's see.
Congratulations, Barbara, on your 2 new customers this week.
Randy
awesome job.
Wood, great to see you. Mike Reno, you're killing it. We're seeing your congrats. Jan, good to see you. Laura, welcome. Clint Betts, good to see you, brother. Lindy from Alaska, great to see you. Christy Sampson.
She added people to her group.
Big time rockin' party, Christy, that you had with Rob. That was cool to see.
And Keith,
Keith,
too.
There's Keith. What's up, brother? You guys just absolutely crushed it and are crushing it. Carrie St. Louis, love seeing you on here, sister. All right, I think I caught up on all the ones I missed. Now that I missed more, Bobby's trying to invite people.
So, Bobby, you'll see down at the very, very bottom, there'll be a little button that says share, or you'll have a little outline of a person with a plus sign next to it, and you can hit that, and you'll be able to go through your list and invite people.
Bill Gorman, good to see you. Marlene, good to see you.
Dr. Jan, you're crushing it this week, too. Got a brand partner and a couple new customers.
Kathy
Congratulations.
Folco's in the house. What's up, Kathy?
Hey, Zemi.
Zemi B's in the house.
Zemi got a couple new brand partners this week, too.
You guys are all just rocking it. You guys are crushing it out there. I love it. You guys are blessing people like crazy because they're loving their V-Slim results. This thing is poised for an absolute monumental, record-setting 2018 in the entire home-based business industry. We're going to break records in home-based business, network marketing, the nutrition arena. We're going to break records all the way across the boards this year, guys and gals, because you guys are all out there rocking it.
Did you guys know that we are already ranked in the top 100 in the home-based business? What is that?
It's
business from home.
It's one of the top publications in the network marketing industry. And as a brand new baby little company, Viseo is already on the list of top 100 to watch
in
for
its
2018.
First year.
And that's pretty cool because if you guys, somebody will put it probably before we even get this finished. But we'll get it into the comments. And the cool thing is, what you'll notice is most of the companies that are occupying those top 100 spots are companies that have been around 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. And here's little baby Viseo, not even technically 1 full year
on the ladder
yet. And we're coming for number 1, baby. We were having some fun chit chat today on the Diamond and Above WhatsApp with Dallin and Ricky Untermeyer and Mick and some of those folks, and we were talking about, man, it doesn't matter. The list is alphabetical right now. That top 100 list is alphabetical, and so it's not really a ranking, if you will. It's just who are the top 100 companies to keep an eye on. And so we were saying, we already claim it, baby. Viseo, number one. El numero uno. We're about to prove ourselves right. We're about to prove it to the world. I love it.
All right. I think that we are pretty well locked and loaded, so we can get going.
All right. Well, on today's edition of Fast Start Friday, here's what we're going to focus on today. A couple of key things, a couple of the fundamentals that everybody needs to kind of have a grasp on, and really, quite frankly, let's call it master these fundamentals if you want a career path. I love that. Mark Ewell, I'm stealing that every single time. I just love the way that phrase sounds. If you want a career path in network marketing, right? And even if you don't, what we're going to talk about tonight is going to benefit you in building your Viseo business to the level of your why, whatever that looks like for you. Some of you, that might be a full-blown career path. I was talking to Kenny Kuhnhofer earlier, not that long ago, maybe 30 minutes ago, and we were talking about, hey, listen, we know plenty of people who, have grown incomes to the level of $2-3 million per year. Kenny knows some of them personally. We know some of the same people together personally. And folks, what one person can do, so can another. And Kenny and I were just saying, we believe this will be our year, for many of you, your year, if we hustle, if we put the throttle down, if we go hard, if we focus. This will be the year that many of the Viseo brand partners will establish 7-figure annual incomes.
Legacy incomes for your family.
And so again, whatever the level of your why is, here's the point. This will be the year that can get it done. Maybe your why is not necessarily a 7-figure income level why. That's okay. Whatever your why is worthwhile. Whatever your why is, we want to help you get there. And whatever your why is, we're going to talk about fundamentals tonight that will build your business to that level and maybe even beyond. I like that, TJ. So first and foremost, let's talk about promoting. Many of you have probably heard this before. This won't be the first or the last time you hear us use this phrase. The biggest promoters in this industry build the biggest businesses. The biggest promoters build the biggest businesses. And wouldn't you know it, we're both sitting here, but this isn't where we do our working from. And so both of us have our Viseo planners in the other room. So we're not going to hold them up for you, but we are in our Viseo planners every day, just so you know. She has hers, I have mine. And oftentimes they're sitting side by side because we're comparing notes. We're making sure we're staying on the same page. But here's how you're going to effectively promote. Because first you have to promote for yourself. You have to know where you're going, right? You have to know where you would need to be, and then where are the key events to promote. So first and foremost, everybody should have, because you work, here's how you promote effectively in an organized way using your planner, folks. You promote from the biggest events backwards. You start with the single biggest events of the year. Those go into your calendar. You get yourself registered, and then you work backwards from there. So March to 1 million. I know the lighting's not doing this justice.
August 9th through the 8th.
March to 1 million. Yours should be filled out and turned in, okay? Ours is already filled out, turned in, and paid for. Okay? And this is what we know. If you let it wait till the last minute, it's going to be harder and harder and harder to budget, to find flights, to find hotels. It'll just be one of those things where you put it off, okay?
And it will become more costly by procrastinating.
That's right. So get it done now. And if it's not in the budget for you yet, folks, get it in your calendar and set a budget. Maybe you put aside $5 a week till you can pay the $120 to get registered. Maybe you can put aside $10 a week. Maybe you put aside $20 a week. Here's what I know. You've got to start actively preparing now for the biggest events. And then once you're equipped, you start promoting. So you're not likely to promote the things that you are not promoting yourself to. And so first, you have to be registered. So guys and gals, make sure, this is where the magic happens. The big events are where the magic happens. We know this. It's been a proven fact in this industry for multiple decades. And it's really difficult to describe what you would have gotten if you were at the event, because there's just no doing it justice. Me getting to enjoy the best filet mignon I've ever had is never going to be the same. If I try to describe it to you, you didn't get to taste it. Your taste buds didn't get to talk to your brain, right? You didn't get to enjoy it. Same concept.
And everybody's come from is from a different place. So what you take away from that event will not be the same as what somebody else takes away from it. But what you take away is what you need in order to move your business forward. So it's very important that you get there.
I like that, Becca. Becca said leaders show up. I like this phrase also. You've got to show up in order to go up. Folks, who wants to rank advance this year at least once, maybe 5 ranks, maybe 10 ranks? Put a hand up emoji in the comments. In the comments, put a little hand up or some kind of a waving. I want to see a hand up emoji in the comments. Who is intending to rank advance this year?
Dina's got the right idea. She's making a girls trip with her ladies already. Dina, you're going to have to add a whole lot more names to that. You had 26 people at your party last night.
Whoop,
26
whoop.
of them signed up.
Nice.
Woo-hoo.
That's called getting it done right there. So folks, you got to show up in order to go up, and you need to be committed to the things that you plan on promoting. So make sure that all of you, if you're not registered yet, get it done. If you can afford to, get it done now. If it needs to be budgeted for, don't just put this off. Go get a mason jar. Go get a piggy bank. Go get whatever works for you and start literally put. Here's one of the things I learned about budgeting when it's not something that is a normal thing that we budget for, right? We budget for our groceries. We budget a lot of times for kind of the everyday things in life. But here's one of the things that was very helpful for us, especially when, again, you guys have heard our story now a lot of times, that when we made a full-blown commitment to become professionals in this industry, money was really tight, like tighter than tight. Like I didn't even have enough letters to spell the word tight. It was so tight. And so budgeting kind of had a whole different meaning at that point in our lives. And
it was more like juggling, but you know. Yeah.
But we still found a way to get to the big events. As we've mentioned before, we only missed one. And sometimes, most of the time, it wasn't both of us, by the way. If money's tight, the one of you that's probably going to be the most engaged in your prospecting, in interacting with building the income-producing activities, that's the one of you that goes to the event, if only one of you can go, okay? But we had to do above and beyond things, like literally odd jobs. I had to go out and do odd jobs on the weekends. I had to just we had to do garage sales. We had to find additional activities to create additional income back in 2008 and 2009 to generate the money needed to get to the events. But that money didn't go in the bank account, okay? When that money got earned or found, or however your version of budgeting is, folks, that had to go in a separate spot, or it would have got spent on gas or groceries or whatever. But we knew this, the very thing that could have been an excuse for us not to get to the events was the very reason why we needed to be there, okay? The very reason why it's probably a valid, especially in your own mind, and your circumstances may be totally accurate in saying that it's not practical for you to make that expense. That's the very reason why you have to get there, so you can change your situation, so you can change your circumstances. You know, the definition of insanity is continue to do the same exact thing and expect different results. There are some of you chiming in on here right now that I know you've taken extraordinary measures to get to past events. Some of you even to the Orlando event. I know there are some of you watching right now that you did things like carpool and drive across the country. Some of you on here right now, I know you did things like sell some of what others might consider their most prized possessions, because you know that stuff is just stuff, and you'll get back a better version of that stuff when you build your business. Yeah, my hat's off to you guys. I know that 2018 is your year, because typically extraordinary blessings follow extraordinary commitment and extraordinary sacrifice. And so anyway, enough about that, folks. You got to promote from the big events backwards. So the first thing you fill in your calendar is March to a Million. The next thing that goes in your calendar is the regional events. You get onto your Viseo website or just Viseo.com. You can get there from your back office. There's a bunch of different ways you can get there. You can link into the Viseo calendar. That's the next group of things that go into your plan of what you're promoting, okay? And so there's a few regionals coming up.
If you have your calendars in front of you, you need to mark down for the East Coast, Lake City, Florida, March 24th. March 24th, Lake City, Florida is a regional event. April 21st, all the way over on the West Coast. West Coast, April 21st, Ontario, California. And mid-southern states, Tulsa, Oklahoma, April 28th. April 28th, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
So that's the next group of events.
And let me say, you don't have to be at all of them. You need to be at the closest one, but you need to tell your other people about this so that they can get themselves to the closest one that they're at.
She took the words right out of my mouth. So that's the next group of events that go in your calendar, not necessarily because you're going to be there, but so that you can promote to the people that might be on your team. And quite frankly, even in your prospecting, right? Maybe there's a friend that you went to high school with that now lives in one of those cities. And seeing that event in your calendar is going to serve as almost like a memory jogger for you to remember to reach out to that person, share your business with them, use the app, send them some videos, do your normal prospecting activities, send them some samples, get them to your sample of V-Slim replicating website so they can try the product. By the way, I'm drinking some blueberry pomegranate right now, and I love it. How many of you guys like the blueberry pomegranate? Put a BP in the comments. Or if,
I like OC.
If you like the
That's
orange
my favorite.
creamsicle better, put a OC in the comments. Let us see what you guys enjoy the most on the V-Slim.
Or
Anyway.
if you like V3 the best, and just put V3. But
There you go.
we digress.
Put them in the comments. So anyway, that's the next grouping of events that go in your calendar is the regional events. And then from there, folks, you start filling in your calendar based on the local events. And you do what it takes to stay tuned into the local events, whether that be monitoring Facebook for the things that get posted that are being promoted for local events, whether that be texting your line of sponsorship and say, hey, do you know anything going on in this area? I got to give props to Al Franklin. I don't even know. I think Al's on here right now. But Al hits me up all the time and just says, hey, bud, what events are going on locally that I need to know about? I love that, right? Not being in the loop is no excuse, okay? However, you got to stay in the loop, stay in the loop. Generally, you'll probably find the events, whether it be the calendar on hbfaststart.com, which, by the way, thank you, Alan Delaney. I know you'll watch the replay because you're currently in a big event with your crew and Rob Alwyn and whatnot out there. But Alan is helping make sure that the hbfaststart.com calendar is staying updated, and we're going to put additional focus on doing that. So whether you're checking the calendar, whether you're checking Facebook, or even whether you're texting your line of sponsorship, that third grouping of events is just your local events, your home meetings, your shake and share parties. And then you fill in the rest of the spots in your calendar, folks, with your one-on-ones, with your three-way calls. And then I would even say this is kind of a form of promoting, if you will. I believe, right, certainly we work this business in the nooks and crannies, but if you're on a 90-day run like we are right now, that is more than nooks and crannies, right? We are back to full throttle, all
Full focus.
out of control, and it's almost hard to keep up with. So what we have to do to allow the appropriate time for follow-up, right? Because the fortune is in the follow-up. Folks, we're time blocking segments of time for follow-up, almost as if it was an event that we were going to promote and be at. But the event, if you will, that goes into our calendar is the time blocking necessary to follow up with 120 some. I don't know how many samples we've sent out now.
148.
148?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're doing a lot of follow-up. So time block that. Treat that almost like a big event that you're promoting, because the last thing you want to do is having sown good seed not tend to it, right? That's why they say the fortune's in the follow-up, because if you don't follow up, you could have sown perfect seed, wonderful seed, and then there's a harvest waiting for you, but you don't go back and collect it.
Now, keep in mind, because he's speaking in the analogy of farming, when you farm and you plant and you plant the seeds and the seeds are starting to sprout up, if you allow too much time to go in between you going back to those, a lot of weeds will come up and it will choke out those little tiny plants. So make sure that you're going back into your field to pull the weeds out and check on those little seeds that you planted. That's what follow-up means. It means tending.
Okay, so that's going to kind of be the end of the promoting piece of this. One of the items that you promote, and again, aside from your own time blocking. Remember, we talked about the stair step. The first thing on the calendar is the big international event. In this particular case, as we're looking at 2018, that's March to a Million. From there, it's the regional events, and then from there, it's your local meetings, your home parties, etc. And that's going to lead us into the next thing we're going to talk about tonight, which is...
Did you talk about them doing their own home parties?
Well, why don't you? We did not.
When you guys are doing your calendar planning, guess what goes in there too? Because you work from the big events back to the small events. Your biggest event for the week is your own home tasting party. Doesn't matter if you have leadership in town or not, because we all have the flip chart in our Viseo app, and your leadership can zoom in at any time to answer any questions that you guys have. So your own home tasting party needs to be in there.
Yes. And by the way, folks, that's a phenomenal resource that shouldn't be overlooked. Whether it's Zoom or a Facebook Live or whatever, we can be in your living room. Your leaders can be in your living room. It doesn't matter where you're located. You can open up your home. You can pour shots, right? Get a shaker cup. You get some V-Slim, and you get some shot cups, and you pour some shots. You open up your home with a friendly heart, right, and a smile on your face, and guess what? Like a Greg Adelman, for example, you can pipe your leaders in. You can pull your leaders in, right? There's some phenomenal presenters on this team. And so if you're a little bit reluctant to flip the chart yourself, you just let one of us know, and we can Zoom again, or Facebook Live or Skype or whatever. But nowadays, with the technology we have, not having a home meeting of your own because you're yeah,
not an excuse. We have a PowerPoint. You can read it. Any sheets that you don't understand, skip them. It's okay.
That's right. So, speaking of home meetings, that's the other topic we're going to talk about, not only from the standpoint of scheduling your own, but what does a duplicatable home meeting look like? How do we do duplicatable home meetings? First and foremost, make sure you get, just scroll down a little bit after tonight on the news feed here for We Are Hope Brokers with Viseo, and watch Rob Alwyn's kind of on the fly, on the side of the road, but phenomenal training video from earlier today, because he just went through the simple bullet points, but this is not something that we can overly reiterate, right? Because it's not what works, it's what duplicates, right? It's not what works, it's what duplicates. That's the most powerful piece of your home meeting. So here's what we want you to know. First and foremost, here's your home meetings. Keep it simple and make it fun.
Keep it on time.
That trumps everything else. Keep it simple, make it fun, and stick to the time that you blocked for your group, okay? Nobody knows your sphere of influence like you do, okay? But you got to stay on time. Whatever you said the event would be, keep it to that. Do your very best to keep it to that. I know that's frequently an area for improvement, but do your best. One of the things I like to do, because I can get really long-winded, if Jolene's with me, we use the buddy system, and we'll kick each other or something if we're starting to go long, or just interrupt each other.
I bring a shepherd's hook, and I
just interrupt each other. I didn't say I was always the one going long.
Well, it goes both ways.
Right? Or you ask one of the people, like sometimes, like for example, Bobby knows this, or other people on the team, I'll say, hey, do me a favor. I need you, when we get to the 15-minute mark, I need you to hold up a 1-5, or I need you to just, go like this. Or I ask people, give me a signal. We can go long-winded because we're passionate, we're excited about this, but it's important we keep the events on time. Generally speaking, an hour. You don't want your events to go longer than an hour. And that's everything. That's the meet and greet and meet and mingle. The flip chart piece of it shouldn't really need to be more than 30 minutes, okay?
Flip chart should be closer to 20 to 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Absolutely no longer than that. If you can get it down to 15, even better.
The only reason why I'm allowing for as much as 30 is if you're taking some testimonials from people in the room. That'll make it go a little longer, but that's really good interactive participation. If people want to share, their experience of having maybe been on the V-Slim and the Core Complete, or maybe having used the V3, etc. But really the hard stop is 30 minutes max. Okay, so you're going to keep it simple. That's number one. You're going to have fun with it. Don't stress out. It's not a formal environment. It's something to just have fun. You plug your iPhone or your iPad or your laptop into the TV, and you just flip the chart, folks. That's it. You're just going to flip the chart. You're going to do some shots. Okay, this is all fun and simple. flip the chart, do some shots, right?
Bobby, you're killing us. That's true, because we would be having way too much fun, Bobby.
Right. And then, folks, last but not least, here's what you're going to do. This is probably one of the things that's also being overlooked. People are coming to hear about the opportunity and most likely, especially now, to taste the product, okay? If they've tasted the product and they want to lose weight, there's not a whole lot to deliberate at that point, folks. Expect them to want to get started. This is a tear pad, and this you can order through your back office. You can print these if you don't want to order one. Sorry, again, I know the light's not allowing this to show up really clear, but this is the tear pad. Let's see, let's put it here and see. You can kind of see. There you go, product pack, tear pad. But here's what's on the back of this. It is... There you go. Your enrollment form. So whether they're going to be a customer or a brand partner, folks, expect them to want to get started, right? And this is going to transition us into zero lag. I'm going to let Jolene talk about that. But here's what I want to say. Don't just let your home meeting conclude without a call to action. They're there for a reason. They want to take action. They just need to be led through that process. You're not being a salesperson. You're not being pushy. But on the contrary, you're probably really going to confuse people because they showed up at your house because they've heard these amazing things about this product. And as soon as they realize it is delicious and they would enjoy taking it, they want you to lead them through the process of how do I get my weight loss results?
Now, so I mentioned earlier that Dina Gass had 26 people at her house last night and 26 of them signed up. Do you want to know how they all got signed up? If she would have only had one computer and a couple of iPads for all of those people to sign up, do you think they all would have done it? Probably not, because it would have taken too long. She had printed applications already out, so she knew exactly what they were going to order because they all filled out their orders. Whoever turned it in first got to be at the top for first mover's advantage, and she had plenty of product, so she looked at their order and she put it in bags. They got to take home everything that they ordered, and what they ordered is going to be shipped right back to her. That's called zero lag. This is why, especially in a high velocity product like weight loss, you need to have a lot of product on hand. Now, please, please, please understand, we want you to be able to zero lag where you're at, right? So what that means for some of us, and this is where we've actually ended up because we have gone through all of our product already and we're waiting for another shipment. Yeah, I know, sorry. He's like,
no,
how
I'm just teasing.
How did we do that?
It's a good thing.
And it's only been like a week and a half since we brought it home in a ginormous suitcase. So I was talking to one of our other brand partners, and she is only able to fund her business out of the money that she makes from her business because their home budget's just way, way too tight. So she said, Jolene, is it okay if I make up little gift bags? And in these little gift bags, my people are placing their order for their full 30-day supply. They're ordering their core complete, they're ordering their V Slim, they're ordering their V3, but I don't have the resources to give them all of that all at once. Is it okay if I put in a little gift bag like this a 4-day supply of whatever they ordered, so that over the 4 or 5 days that they're waiting for their product to arrive, they can begin their journey right then and there. Then when they get their product in, they're going to see each other the very next week because they have another party to do in that new person's house. There's a tip for you. And they'll be able to get back the 5 days or 4 or 5 days that they gifted to them to front load their journey at the beginning. So while you are all going to be working towards earning enough income in this to where you can front load full orders, as you grow into that place, do not neglect getting your people started in that time frame that they're waiting for their full order, because as we've discussed on prior videos, you don't want them forfeiting 1 to 2 pounds per day when they could be getting their story, getting their testimonial, and already sharing with their friends and family, and their business could be growing in the first 48 hours.
Especially if you're booking their home meeting at the meeting that they signed up at. when their home meeting rolls around 3 or 4 or 5 days later, they actually have a testimonial to share of their own results, their own experience. So zero lag doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a full month supply. But zero lag is valuable even if you're doing it on kind of an individualized basis, like Jolene said. 4 days is probably sufficient, depending on, again, what day that
they
ordered. And you want to think about that too, because I'll let Jolene talk about this as well. But there is a momentum to product results. We've seen that, that you don't want an interruption in product use, because the body, the human physiology will develop momentum as it starts to let go of stored fat, and the metabolism starts to correct itself. The insulin management, insulin regulation in the body starts to correct itself. That is a momentum component physically that you don't want to lose out on once somebody gets started, 2 or 3 days. And so err on the side of caution. If you think it could be 5 days before their product gets there, give them 5 days instead of 4. But once you've got somebody who's ready to get started, you want them to benefit from the momentum of their product results.
Yeah, and right now they're only shipping product Monday through Friday. So if they place their order on a Friday afternoon, it's really not even going to get processed until Monday. So you're actually going to have to put in 2 extra days for that Saturday and Sunday that they're going to be using that product. So keep that in mind too. Also, there are going to be people out there like me. I did not know that I had a non-functioning thyroid, and it's only because we've had really, really healthy habits for the last 20 years that we've been together, and I've worked out a lot, that I'm not the size of a house. Normally, a person with a non-functioning thyroid just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, guess what? It's also very hard for us to lose weight. I did not see any results in my weight loss on V-Slim for the first 3 days. It wasn't until day 4 that the pounds and inches started coming off. So with only having, if you only give them 2 days and you don't know what their prior history is, they might come back to you and say, never mind, I don't want it because I didn't lose anything while I was waiting for my order. So make sure that you figure on the calendar when their order will ship and how many days it will take to get to you. Depending on where you're located in the United States, you need to look at how long it took you to get your shipment and then provide that many days for them.
And by the way, folks, speaking of zero lag, I want you to know what's in this, right? In this zero lag bag. Zero lag bag. I like that.
Oh, that's good. Coined phrase.
Core Complete is such a crucial component to people getting their results. I mean, Jolene's talked about this before. You use the analogy of, Kenny will like this one, Mr. Kuhnhofer Builders. If you were going to rebuild a house, but the foundation of that house was all tore up, it was cracked, it was not sturdy, you wouldn't start constructing a new structure on a weak foundation or a foundation that's got cracks in it, etc. You got to repair and rebuild that foundation. Core Complete is a phenomenal product. I'm trying to upload a video right now to YouTube and it's not cooperating. I'll probably just upload it to our Facebook page tonight, but I'm not really on the V-Slim. I drink some a little bit at night because I figured, well, why not? That's a good thing. There's some, little bit of things that'll help my metabolism and whatnot. And so I drink it more because it tastes delicious. I'm not trying to lose weight. I have a little teeny tiny little bit of an over 45-year-old dude
If you'd like to wash
belly.
your clothes on his washboard stomach, yes, you can.
Hardly. But my point I'm getting at is that the Core Complete's phenomenal for everybody, folks. I use the V3 a couple times a day, and I use the Core Complete, and the results I'm getting from my workouts are blowing my mind. My stamina, zero muscle fatigue. I'll upload my video about my run yesterday. I do on the days I'm not in the gym, I do a run. It's just shy of 3 miles. Some days I jog it, do about a 7.5-minute mile, so I'm not super fast, but not super slow.
He can still do, like if he's full running, he can still do a mile in under 5 minutes.
Right,
and he's
but that's
46.
like a sprint. Other days, I
shape.
do alternating sprints. So I run the same route. It's just under 3 miles, but I will sprint for about 100 yards, and then I'll jog or, fast-paced walk for about 50 yards, and I'll sprint again, and I do the entire, almost 3 miles that way. And I did it yesterday, and I was just completely floored at how good I felt. I felt like I could have gone and done it a second time after I got back. Man, my cardio recovery was amazing. Phenomenal products, folks. You're just going to blow people's minds when you get them on these products. And I believe that a lot of what I experienced was because of the Core Complete. Because there's never been a product that good on the market before. There never has been. And so like Jolene said, even with our healthy habits, it's just not possible to get some of those nutrients in a way that's absorbable. By the way, we are still the delivering solutions platform. And the enzyme technology that's being harnessed.
No, there
we go.
We thought we were going to check out. We're going to wrap this up, though, because we're going long.
That was strange. Anyway, got to fill in those nutritional gaps. Even people who think they've been doing it right for the last 2 decades, like Jolene and I, a lot of the nutrients with delivery that the body can make use of just aren't feasible in the way most of us eat, and even with other supplement products on the market. And so you're going to see people, whatever their current physical fitness level and their whatever their fitness routine is, etc. Everybody should be on Core Complete. Bottom line, everybody should be on Core Complete. So make sure you're including that in your Zero Lab.